In the great tapestry of Siamese Buddhism, some threads shine with a light all their own. Today, we're not just telling a story, we're revisiting a legend. A chronicle of a revered master whose virtue, wisdom, and immense spiritual grace became a guiding light for a nation. This is the enduring legend of Somdej Phra Buddhaghosacharya, the great Charoen Yanavaro. Just look at this photograph. When you gaze into his eyes, you can almost feel it, the deep tranquility, the boundless compassion, the profound wisdom held within. This is Somdej Phra Buddhaghosacharya Sukhobot, born Charoen Sukhobot. His life wasn't just the story of a monk. It was truly an epic of unwavering faith, a story that shaped history. Words can fall short, but this title, this says it all. The White Elephant of Chonburi and the finest diamond of the Sangha. Now, that's not a title you're just given. A white elephant is a symbol of royalty, of immense and rare virtue. A flawless diamond? Priceless. To earn such a name, your story has to begin with something truly extraordinary.
And it does. You see, his story doesn't start on the day he was born. It begins before that, with a powerful omen, a sign from the heavens that foretold the arrival of a soul with great merit. In the year of his birth, his father had a vivid dream. In it, someone of great importance came and presented him with a magnificent white elephant. Now, in ancient belief, this is no ordinary dream. A white elephant symbolizes a person of immense virtue, someone destined to uphold the kingdom and the faith. This dream was seen as nothing less than a prophecy, that this child was destined to bring Charoen, true, lasting prosperity.
So, with this great merit he was born with, he set out on the path of the Dhamma. And he did so with a focus and determination that was frankly astonishing. This wasn't an easy journey. It required incredible diligence and an intellect that was simply razor sharp.
Just take a look at this timeline. It really shows his brilliance. Only 4 years after he was ordained, he passed the 4th grade of Pali studies. But what's truly mind-blowing is what happened in 1897. Just 1 year after moving to Wat Thepsirin, he achieved the highest level of study, the 7th grade. And here's the kicker, he won first prize in every single examination. This just wasn't normal. It was the sign of a phenomenal, once-in-a-generation mind. And this portrait captures him in his youth. Look at the serenity, the determination in those eyes. You can see a mind that was already seeking the depths of the Dhamma, even from a young age. This was the humble beginning of the legendary elder he was destined to become.
Now, profound wisdom without virtue can easily become arrogance. But for Somdej, his supreme virtue was always at his side. And that perfect combination, it made him like a cooling shade in the midday sun, a true refuge for the entire Buddhist community. These qualities were really the heart of his leadership. He was calm, steadfast, unshakable, but at the same time, filled with this incredible loving kindness for everyone. He never cared for rank or praise. His only wish was to see his students and the faith itself flourish. That humility, that modesty, that's what earned him the genuine reverence of absolutely everyone. And because his virtue was so obvious to everyone, even though he never chased after any position, great responsibilities just found him. He was made the abbot of Wat Thepsirin Ratchaworawihan at the incredibly young age of 27. And later, he took on the immense burden of being the Sangha, the head of the entire Sangha's administration, not once, but for 2 terms. This photograph from 1922 really captures it. You can see him, right at the spiritual center of all the monks at his temple. He was their teacher, their guide. He was their sheltering Bodhi tree, offering comfort and wisdom to every single soul under his care. And then, a moment arrived when the entire nation faced a global crisis. It was in this moment of darkness that his virtue and his great compassion would shine their brightest, forging a legend that we still tell with reference to this day. The year is 1950. The fires of the Korean War are raging, and Thailand sends its soldiers to join the United Nations forces. Can you imagine the feeling back home? The question that was in everyone's heart was, amidst the chaos and danger of a foreign battlefield, what could possibly protect our brave soldiers? What could give them strength? The answer came from the great compassion of Somdej himself. It took the form of a sacred amulet, an object forged from the most holy and powerful materials that could be found, created for one purpose and one purpose only, to protect Thailand's soldiers.
And this is where the sanctity comes from. Every single ingredient here is deeply significant. You have ancient powder from Wat Ratchabophit, invoking the immense spiritual power of the legendary Somdej Phra. You have sacred soil from the 4 holy Buddhist sites in India, a supreme blessing from the Buddhist homeland itself. Then the Salat Mahapram powder for ultimate protection from all directions. And, maybe most powerfully, strands of Somdet's own hair, a personal, physical representation of his compassion for every soldier.
8,000. That's how many of these historic amulets were made. They were created specifically to be given to the soldiers heading into the Korean War. Each one wasn't just an object. It was a gift of life, a tangible piece of care sent from their home.
But the true power of this amulet comes from this incredible convergence of spiritual force from 2 of the era's greatest masters. On one hand, you have Somdej Phra Buddhaghosacharya, the highest leader of the Sangha, radiating his immense compassion as he consecrated them for 3 straight months. And on the other, you have Chao Kun Norarat, a noble monk known for his unbelievably powerful meditative mind, who performed a special solo blessing. It was a rare meeting of benevolent grace and pure psychic energy.
And so this fusion of pure intention, of sacred materials, and the spiritual might of 2 legendary masters, it gave birth to an object that has become an enduring legend of protection. So why has the legend of this Korean amulet lasted for so long? It really boils down to this sacred trinity. First, the masters who blessed it were of the highest purity. Second, the materials themselves were of immense spiritual value. And third, the entire reason for its creation was tied directly to a critical moment in the nation's history. And for exactly that reason, this amulet has been called a true historical heritage. Think about that. It's not just about personal belief anymore. It's a priceless artifact that builds a bridge between the faith of an individual and the very destiny of their country during a time of war. And this, right here, is the legacy that Somdej Phra Buddhaghosacharya left behind. His life shows us just how powerful pure compassion can be, powerful enough to forge hope in a time of crisis, and to weave an act of faith into the very pages of a nation's history. A legend that will, without a doubt, endure for all time.